The Republic of Kenya, with a total land surface area of about 580,000 kilometers squared, sits astride the equator. It is imbued with numerous aquatic resources of immense ecological value, indicative of a productive and valuable ecosystem. Its highly geographic and climatic regions cover a portion of the Indian Ocean, coastline, swamps, wetlands, are part of Lake Victoria, which is the largest freshwater lake in Africa and the second largest lake in the world. Kenya's fisheries and aquatic sector contributes approximately 0.54% of the country's GDP in the year 2013. Fish consumption has been declining from a modest 6.0 kgs kaput in 2000 to 4.5 kgs per kaput in 2011. The value of fish exports was about $62.9 million in 2012, or about 5 times greater than the $12.3 million in fish imports. In 2013, around 129,300 people derived their livelihoods from fishing and fish farming activities, including 48,300 in inland waters, 13,100 in coastal waters fishing, and around 67,900 in fish farming. Kenya is a member of the Committee for Inland Fisheries of Africa, CIFA, a founding member of the Aquaculture Network for Africa, ANAF, a member of the FAO Indian Ocean Tuna Commission, IOTC, and a member of the FAO Southwest Indian Ocean Commission for Fisheries. Kenya has important, well-defined and well-developed marine and freshwater fisheries.
Mimi kwa majina naitwa Mbali, mimi ni Vice Chairman katika Mtwapa Beach Management Unit. Katika kazi ya uvuvi, waweza kuwa wewe ni mvuvi ikawa wewe target yako ni moja, kama lobster peke yake, ama ni kwenda kwa handline peke yake. So kama ni handline, ile huwa inashika kila aina ya samaki. Yule ambaye kuna samaki wengine kama tumeona parrotfish pale. Parrotfish hakuli hooks. Parrotfish yule sana sana ashikwa na trap kama hizo mnaziona hapo. Zinatengezwa alafu zinawekwa na kitu chakula yake pale ndani, so anaenda inaingia na mkono. So kila mvuvi huwa ana target. Yeah.
Ana soko lake.
Soko ni moja, but target ya yule samaki anaenda, kwa sababu ukitoka hapa hata ukienda kwa hizo na nyavu, but huwa umelenga kwenda kushika samaki gani. So wale wengine watashika, lakini wewe target yako ni kama nilivyokuambia pale ndani kuna lobster. So lobster kwa sasa utapata kilo moja ni 5,000. So ukitengeza nyavu zako, asema nyavu zangu nimezitengeza special target ya kumshika lobster live. So hiyo ni target. Wewe tayari unaitwa mvuvi wa lobster live. Sasa hiyo target yako. So wengine watashikwa, but wewe target yako nini? Lobster. Yeah. Kama samaki kugolesha, kuna wale masulisuli majodari wale. So waweza kupata hata kingfish ameshikwa pale, lakini target yako ni jodari pale ndani.
The marine fisheries can be classified into two subsectors. One, the coastal artisanal fishery, and the executive economic zone, EEZ fishery. A basic feature of the coastal fishery is the largely subsistence and artisanal nature of the fishers, who operate small crafts propelled by wind sails and manual paddles. The best time in a day to fish are 5:59 a.m. to 7:59 a.m. Minor time is 12:09 p.m. to 2:09 p.m. Major time in the evening is 6:20 p.m. to 8:20 p.m. Minor time to fish in the same night is 11:50 p.m. to 1:50 a.m. the next day. Mangrove forests were once generally dismissed as swampy wastelands. Planners, scientists, and coastal dwellers have now come to value them as the remarkable, diverse, and important ecosystem they are. Mangroves, seagrass beds, and coral reefs work as a single system that keeps the coast zones healthy. Mangroves provide essential habitat for thousands of species. They also stabilize shorelines, preventing erosion and protecting the land and the people who live there from waves and storms.
So in the mariculture department, we do farming of fish. So basically we are dealing with marine fish. So we have three types of fish that we do culture here. So we have milkfish, we have mullets, and we have rabbit fish. So those are basically the three types of species we do here. And our ponds, where we culture the fish, are basically tidal ponds. So when we say that tidal ponds, that means, you know, they depend on water from the creek. So during high tide, you can see the sluice gate we are renovating here. It takes the water to the ponds, and the ponds are made in such a way they have inlet pipes and outlet pipes. So the water is fed in. So if the water is overflowing the ponds, we need to remove the excess water. We have the overflow pipes, then they will take the water out back to the channel. So we also do prawns. So we have a number of species of prawns that we do here, and also do crabs. So basically for the crabs, we specifically measure with the Selacerata, the mud crab. So in the mariculture department, we also work with communities along the coast of Kenya, basically to help them understand how they can do the farming of fish to improve their livelihoods. So essentially that's what we do for the mariculture. And for the restoration, so we promote mangrove planting, we create awareness, because mangroves are very important trees that support in carbon sequestration, and they can sequence 10% more than any other tropical trees. So essentially that's why we are promoting planting of mangroves, to help us curb the issues of climate change mitigation. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's what basically we are doing at Depletion. So essentially, at the recent past of fish, the numbers were very high, but now the numbers have changed, right? And perhaps it's because of the climate change. So essentially, initially, when you want to stock the ponds, you could have, just see along the channel here, we have the small fish, the fingerlings, are coming with the tides. So, but because they come with season, but nowadays the patterns, the numbers are produced. So currently, we are having a project that we want to support the production of fingerlings for milkfish. So if we are able to get a breakthrough in that, then that means we'll increase our production. Because essentially the farmers, or rather the people we're working with in the mariculture, they depend with the creek to get the seeds. So you see the stocks in the world are also reducing. So because of that, we need to bring in a sustainable option to be able to increase the production. And we cannot increase that if we don't have the seeds. It's like you want to plant your maize, but you don't have the maize seeds. So now we are coming up with a hatchery. But before that comes into place, now we have to deepen our ponds. That's what we are working on here. So once we are done with this, now we'll bring the broodstock from the deep sea. So once we bring our broodstock fish here, we'll build our hatchery. Now we'll do the production. So we produce the fingerlings. Now we are able to stock our ponds and even supply to the farmers. So that way, the tonnages in terms of production will increase. But as of now, we depend with the natural stocks from the ocean. So they come with the tide. So when you want to make sure they get into our ponds, so we have to open the inlet pipes, so the water will come in with the small fish, and then they cannot go back. So in terms of production, we can't really not estimate. But for us here, it's more of a demo. But of course we have those records, but the numbers are kind of dynamic.
Mangroves, seagrass beds, and coral reefs are often found together and work in concert. The trees trap sediment and pollutants that would otherwise flow out to sea. Seagrass beds provide a further barrier to sleet and mud that could smother the reefs. In return, the reliefs protect the seagrass beds and mangroves from strong ocean waves. Without mangroves, this incredible productive ecosystem would collapse.
Ufuoni mwa bahari tunapanda hasa mangrove forest, inaitwa mikoko. Kwa Kiswahili ni mikoko. Kwa hiyo tunataka tupande mikoko nyingi kabisa. Si siku ya leo tu, bali siku zijazo. Siku ya leo ni kuanzisha tu.
The coastal people in Kenya have been cutting down mangrove trees, and now the effect can be felt after the worldwide pandemic of COVID-19 that saw so many world activities and country activities come to a standstill. The government itself has now seen the issue of having depletion of fish, decline in fish exports, and food insecurity in the Kenyan coast, and has initiated programs to help the coastal dwellers now improve and increase fish yields. The government is now promoting aquaculture as a subsistence activity, encouraging communities to breed and consume fish to supplement diets and reduce hunger. A government initiative was introduced in 2009 to 2010 as part of the Kenya's economic stimulus program, which saw 48,000 new fish ponds built across 160 constituencies, with local farmers invited to come and learn how to construct their own ponds. There are now 7,790 fish farmers in Kenya who own aquaculture production units. Now prices of fish have increased from the latter 80 Kenya shillings to 120 Kenya shillings for a full tilapia. Fishmongers have increased, fishermen and women have increased, giving the platform for fish selling common. With increase in the fishermen and women, this leads to overfishing, and without proper methods to secure new breeding of fish, depletion is paramount. Looking at all factors, that is climate change, overfishing, mangrove forests cut down, increase in fishermen and fisherwomen, the government and private companies have taken the initiative to try and save our marine culture in our Kenyan coasts.